Hi, my name's Angela. I'm the youth leader here at Sacramento First Church of the Nazarene. Today we're going to talk about victory. Do you ever hear a song on the radio and sing along with it without really listening to the lyrics? I do that all the time. So I retain music and lyrics so I can hear a song once or twice and I can memorize parts of the song without really realizing what I'm singing. There's a song that's currently playing on the radio called See a Victory. And I'll be honest when I say the song kind of bothered me when I would hear it on the radio. It's pretty repetitive, so I would end up getting kind of annoyed and changing the channel whenever it would come on. I never really paid attention to the lyrics, but the chorus says over and over again, I'm going to see a victory. I'm going to see a victory, for the battle belongs to the Lord. So let me back up and explain what this song has to do with today's message. Those of you who have ever met me or spent more than like a minute of time with me know that I'm an epic crier, and I'm totally going to cry when I read this, so just bear with me, okay? So recently I went through something really difficult. I can't even begin to describe to you the situation, but understand that this is honestly the worst and the most difficult thing I've ever gone through in my life. I was happy and I was filled with joy one minute, and in the next I was devastated after receiving some really difficult news. The day I was given this news, I kept hearing the lyrics that I read to you earlier in my head. I don't remember hearing the song on the radio, but the song was just there, stuck in my head. All day and all night the lyrics repeated on loop in my head. That night I barely slept, and every time I would wake up I kept hearing the song over and over again. Around 4 a.m., I was up and I was mindlessly scrolling through Pinterest on my phone, and I came across the exact lyrics that I had been hearing in my head in a photo. I saved the photo and I posted it on Facebook. About 7 a.m. the same morning, a very good friend emailed me a devotion that she had read that morning. The scripture that started the devotion reads as follows: "But you will not even need to fight. Take your possessions and then stand still and watch the Lord's victory. He is with you, O people of Judah and Jerusalem. Do not be afraid or discouraged. Go out against them tomorrow, for the Lord is with you." 2 Chronicles 20:17. The devotion that followed the scripture said this: when you feel overwhelmed and you're tempted to take everything into your own hands, you have to make yourself still. The battle is not yours. The battle is the Lord's, and as long as you're fighting it, God is going to step back and He's going to let you do it on your own. But when you put it back in His hands, God will fight your battles. Now do your part and rest. Trust God's timing. He knows what He's doing. You may not understand why something is taking so long, but sometimes God will delay an answer so that He can show you His power in a greater way. Friends, this is not a coincidence. God was speaking to me. God wanted me to know that even though I was going through the most difficult time I have ever gone through in my entire life, He was there with me, and the battle was not mine to fight. The battle was His, and He never fails. God uses things like music, our friends, even social media to speak to us if we are sensitive to His voice. See, it would be very easy for someone in my shoes to be mad at God, to blame God for this awful thing that I'm going through, and to question God's power. God had the power to make this awful thing right, yet He didn't. And I get that why for some people that could make them really angry. But I know that God has a plan, and I'm not mad at God for what I'm going through. I'm not mad at God for allowing me to suffer this terrible thing. I'm not questioning God's ability to reign in my life, because I have a personal relationship with God. And I know that He has a plan for my life, and that someday I will look back on this really dark period and I will know that God did not let me down. God was fighting a battle for me, and every war He wages, He will win. The song is by Elevation Worship, and the title is called See a Victory. You should listen to it, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you.